So I want to ask Congressman Issa to share his remarks.
Well, thank you. And, following Louis Gohmert is always, it's impossible. So rather than repeat, let me just have a positive contrast. People around the world who hate us. They are the minority. People around the world who organize hate, in fact, increase those numbers. And that's ultimately, when we talk about the Muslim Brotherhood, what it's all about. It's an organization that systematically promotes and increases hatred for Christians, for Jews, for the great Satan, the little Satan, in a Sunni version of what happens in Iran. Point that I'd like to leave you with, because I think talking points for all of us are extremely important, because you have to communicate to a great many people who don't understand, who are told, well, the Muslim Brotherhood is just another political organization, or Hezbollah is another political organization. The fact is, if you do not change a name from a name that is known for murder and hate, then you choose to try to remain a leopard, keep your teeth intact, chew on someone while telling them that you've become a pussycat. And that is where the Muslim Brotherhood was in the 80s after the assassination of Sadat. That's where they are today. And during the intervening period, they became politically significant enough that with an incredible misstep by the United States and other countries, we allowed Egypt to fall into a form of turmoil, to have a political misalignment that allowed them to come to power. And in the short period in which they were in power, they did not show all of the truths, but they showed a great many truths. The effects on Egypt are profound enough that Egypt made the decision to call the Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist organization, to ban them. And when you look at the on-the-street popularity of that decision, it goes without saying that, in fact, that is the will of the people of Egypt. So when we're looking as outsiders to the Muslim Brotherhood, what I ask us to do is to look at it in two tiers. Well, who they were when they took the name, who they were when they committed terrorist acts, who they were when they took power, and who they are today and will be if, in fact, we do not treat them as what they are and will always be under the name of the Muslim Brotherhood. And I think it's most insightful for us to realize that you can go from terrorist organization to terrorist organization, and you can realize that as long as they are willing to keep that name and the moniker and the slogans, they will not truly change their spots. And I think where Mr. Gohmert did a good job of defining some current rhetoric, I think for us in Congress, what we have to do is ask the people closest to the problem, what do they think? And in my many trips, and I note that my good friend Nick Rahal is here, in our many trips to the region, we met with the people who wanted peace and wanted prosperity for their people and were trying to achieve it, both in the business and the government. And what we discovered is this is, in fact, their decision to call the Muslim Brotherhood what it is and will always be, an organization of hate, It may have political aims, but those aims are much more similar to the aims that Iran enjoys after their forming of a caliphate. That is their goal. That is what I think we need to fight. So I didn't come here to make any longer a speech than that, and I could not dream of following Louis Gohmert and making it half as eloquent, but thank you.
Thank